Prepare for the loading screen. That will be your mind exploding from amazing gaming news. Are you expecting this? I bet you're not. Oh, let's do this.
Welcome to Respawn TV, where we talk about video games in all shapes and forms. I'm your host, Brendan McKenna.
And I'm Colton Meek. What do we got to talk about today?
Today's going to be a huge episode about mainly Pokemon. So we had a big episode like this last year around this time, so it's nice to come back and talk about the next edition.
Big episode, big franchise, makes sense.
So what's some of the features we're going to talk about? What's new here?
One of the new abilities in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. Mega evolutions are going to be coming back per the norm, but the story is going to be the same, but will be expanded upon slightly.
So the story, do you remember that? What the
Yes.
story was, mainly?
It's Team Aqua, Team Magma, and they're going to be going back and forth. One's going to try to expand the land mass, the other's going to try to expand the sea mass.
So it's kind of the basic Pokemon story of
Right.
the evil team doing the evil thing.
Yeah.
And I think, wasn't this the first time in the series history where the different games had different teams
Yes.
for you to pick from? Yeah, that was a big innovation at the time.
Also, it was the first game to exclude Team Rocket.
Right, yeah. That was actually a big thing for me when I first heard about it. I thought, wow, I love Team Rocket and they're gone, but Team Magma was a great replacement. I loved that team
Yes.
specifically. It was so cool looking. By the way, this game is going to be releasing on November 21st. A new mechanic that they've involved in the game, which is something I'm looking forward to. It's called Area Nav. Area Nav is an idea that where it's a tool in the game that shows each route that you go to and what Pokemon will be available on that specific route, as well as visually tracking where they are. So that kind of nullifies the reason to have a walkthrough, to purchase like a brick and mortar book about it. So,
Right.
that's a little disappointing. But I like the fact that they've, decided to give an easy way of figuring out what's what, because I've always looked at like Cerebi.net and things like that have access to every Pokemon and every location in every game. Thing that I'm thinking up though is the main goal of a Pokemon trainer is to catch and log every Pokemon in the Pokedex. So if you're going to the routes, going to the routes here, and you already know what Pokemon are going to be available on that route, clearly it's already registered. So what's the point of going out and catching them?
Well, it doesn't really make sense that much.
Yeah.
But another feature that's going to be one of my personal favorites, especially in Ruby and Sapphire, the originals, was the secret bases. The secret bases are going to be back. They're going to also introduce the Street Pass to it as well. You can allow your friends into it by, they can download it into the Wi-Fi, and you're going to have all sorts of fun in it.
So what's the secret base?
A secret base is pretty much just a place where you can go out into the world and you can pretty much set up your own base. You can go to like a little shrub, a little tree, a hole in the rock. You can pretty much have a Pokemon create a door to there, and you can set up your own little home base, if you will. You can set up like little carpets, little decorations, Poké dolls, all sorts of fun little nifty things.
Right. That's fun, because in Ruby Sapphire, a big aspect that I liked was the fact that in these areas you can get items that look like a gym, or like a Pokemon gym where you face off against the gym leaders. You can pretend to be a gym leader, but the fact was you could only have one person in that secret base at a time, just you. So now that you can bring another person in there, I'm hoping you can have battles there and you can pretend it's a gym. And especially the fact that, especially in Pokemon X and Y, there was a bit of an overflow of money. There was a little too much extra money once you reached a certain point in the game. I like that there's another place you can sink the cash into, all these little add-ons you can throw into your secret base. I just got so absorbed into making the perfect base.
Right, that is pretty fun, isn't it?
Exactly. Up next, we're going to have a couple commercial break type things. You know what they are. You've probably experienced one before, once or twice in your life. We've all gone through this experience. So let's go to that.
One of the new features in the game is Soar. This is going to be very similar to the move Fly, only instead of flying, you can actually get to anywhere on the map. Say, you can ride a Latios all across the map, as if you were to walk, per se.
It's specifically for like Latios, I'm
Right.
pretty sure, because every other Pokemon can only use Fly, the regular move that gets you from town to town. But with Soar, you can go wherever you want. It's like Surf, only above the ground. And that's a great feature. But the fact of the matter is, I'm not going to be using Latios very often. I don't like putting legendaries on my team.
Actually, about that, you're probably going to be using them a lot more than you think, because Latios is the only Pokemon that can use this, as well as there are only certain parts of the game you can access using Soar.
That makes sense then.
Yes.
That definitely helps utilize that. And on top of that, there's another feature that we had go into here. There is a cosplay or cosplay, however you want to pronounce it. Cosplay Pikachu, which is basically for people that aren't into the convention type scene. It's dressing up in different costumes and things for the Pikachu. It's specifically only for Pikachu, but you can purchase for him or her, whichever Pikachu it is, costume items that they can wear in contests, which the Ruby Sapphire contests are coming back. That was a great feature I
Right.
loved going into.
Absolutely.
So this is going to dress up the Pikachu. The only downside I have to it is it's only Pikachu.
Yes, but there is a little bit of an upside to it, because in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, you could only dress them up in the contests. In Alpha Sapphire and Omega Ruby, you can actually have that little costume on Pikachu throughout battles as well.
Right. I kind of think it might be another reason to not have people evolve to Raichu, which is a shame, because I like Raichu. I'd like if that carried over, you could wear those dresses and stuff as Raichu, but you know that's not going to be how it is.
Yeah, the fan base for Pikachu is way too big.
Way, way too big.
And now it's going to get bigger.
Up next on Respawn TV, we're going to be going to a break, so stay tuned. We're going to have a few commercials, and we'll come back to some more Respawn video game news. See you then.
Okay, so you learned your ABCs, and now you can play games with me. But this is week 2, so we're going into some bigger boy stuff and bigger girl stuff. You got it? Let's go. But Master Veteran Person, what are we learning today? Well, we're learning tutorials. Now, back in the 1980s, when gaming was kind of new, the only form of tutorial was opening up the booklet that came with the game and looking for the specific controls and backstory. Nowadays, tutorials are as simple as intro cutscene cinematics, and then pop-up windows during loading screens, and then there's, settings. You can change your control scheme and customize it yourself in settings, but we'll get to that. If you're a frequent YouTuber, I definitely suggest that you look up Sequelitis Mega Man X by Egoraptor. He makes a brilliant point. With the evolution of gaming to a mainstream market, developers had this mindset that other people weren't as smart as the gamers from the 80s were. And with the evolution of controllers to having more buttons and more bumpers and triggers, just moving around and pressing A and B to figure out what to do wasn't that simple anymore. Nowadays, most tutorials involve slowed down combat cinematics or slowed down jump schemes, so that way it gives you enough time to press the button to see the action in play. Other games like Portal 2 make a joke about tutorials, since tutorials aren't popular with the gaming audience. In Portal 2, he'll ask you to say Apple, and the screen will say, press the button, and so you'll think that button is talking. But when you press it, you find out it's your jump button. And he'll say, no, that was a jump. Let's say Apple. And you'll jump again. He'll say, you know what, that's close enough. In my personal opinion, the best tutorial would be playing the game and figuring it out old school style. But at the same time, I wasn't born in the 80s, and neither were many of you. So, play the game's tutorial. It teaches you how to play the game, so that way you can learn at a leisurely pace. And in reality, most games, the tutorial kind of pieces itself throughout the entire game when you get new weapons, new items, new abilities, and so forth. Just have fun with it, and you'll learn how to play the game better. And that's the whole point, so that way you can get better and better and have a fun experience. Thanks for tuning in, noob. Next week we'll be talking about settings, because you can interact with the good and the bad of all your games. You are now part of a very interactive and open group. This was just a tutorial.
Welcome back. That was a great pack there, the Noob's Guide to Video Games. Now, up next we have a little bit of coverage on an indie game development that we have here. Some ex-BioShock members, if you remember last year, the BioShock series, the team from Irrational Games who developed BioShock and BioShock Infinite split up because Ken Levine is Maroon 5, Ken Levine has decided to go to a smaller market with an indie development focus. So a lot of the people working there split off into their own little splinter sections. And we have a game here we covered last week called The Black Glove, which was from the artists that worked on the BioShock series. But this here is a couple of the developers called, they created a game called The Flame in the Flood, which is sort of, it's on Kickstarter right now. So it's gathering money there, and it's supposed to be a procedurally generated, so like Minecraft kind of, procedurally generated survival game where I believe you canoe down rivers and you find resources, and it's kind of the basic, people are going to buy it because it's the Minecraft standard,
So when you say it's like Minecraft, does that mean it's not going to be the same every time, like every playthrough?
Right. Okay. Procedurally generated is essentially the idea that when you go through a game, each time it will be unique because each time the map will change.
Okay.
Now, they've mentioned that this game actually has a definitive ending, so I've never heard of a procedurally generated game with a definitive ending. That sounds like a nice addition there, like a nice change.
Unless, of course, you count the Ender Dragon, too, because that's kind of a definitive ending.
You're right, that kind of is. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, I've never actually reached the Ender Dragon. Don't tell anybody that. But I've never actually reached that. So you can travel by foot and by raft down different river areas. It's inspired by real-life locations, so they've gone to these locations and seen what they look like to get the ultimate realism in this game. They've gone to places like the Everglades, the Louisiana Bayou, the Mississippi Delta. So it's got a lot of varied environments that you can focus on, and it's definitely gonna be some fun there. So if you want to check it out, it's on Kickstarter right now. If they get up to $300,000, they're going to push it to PlayStation 4. So I believe right now it's mainly on PC. So if you want to see it on the main big standing consoles, go donate and you might get some little treats there.
Oh, very interesting. Might have to pick it up. You never know.
Yeah.
All right, that's our show. Thank you for watching Respawn TV. Now we'll be throwing it to Project Delta. They'll be playing GoldenEye for 007 for the Nintendo 64.
It's gonna be fun. I've never played it before. I die.
Spoiler alert. Hello.
Welcome to Project Delta. I'm your host, Brendan McKenna, and I'm here with my guest, John Cerrone. And we're going to be playing, what are we playing today, John?
007 GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. I've been told there's also a movie version of this, but I think that came after the game. So, let's see.
What are we playing?
How do we-
Mission 1?
Well, see, there should be a multiplayer option. I don't know where that is.
Go select file.
Select file? All right.
Maybe we are in the select file. There we go.
Multiplayer. There we go.
There you go.
Okay, so...
Oh, it's been so long since I've seen all this.
Yeah, I've never actually played this game, but John here has
Temple, let's go
Temple.
back to the levels.
levels.
Oh,
Okay.
you're the only one. Oh, it's old school. Like, you're the only one who's
Yeah,
allowed
I
to
think-
dictate things.
I don't know. I guess we're gonna go. We just want to go.
Yeah, let's just do it.
All right. So,
been so long.
This game is the Nintendo 64. This came out. What year was this? 1998.
90s?
I think it was 1998. How do I pull out a gun? There we are. Hey, I've got a gun.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
I can tell how, like, rusty this joystick is.
Oh, you can tell how rusty like the game is, but people still 007 GoldenEye people praise as one of the top games, like first-person shooters to ever really come around. So it revolutionized the genre.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, geez, is that you? No, I'm switching guns.
Oh, everything's
That's how I
inverted.
fire. Yeah, it's not for me.
Oh, no.
Die, stop it. So, the game came out in
going down.
1998 for the Nintendo 64. It was a huge hit for a lot of reasons. I don't really know what caught the popularity of it, because usually the games that are tied in with movies aren't that popular. But for this one, it lasted. And
I think it was like one of the first like first-person shooters that you could just go like kill your friends and.
right, in fact, the multiplayer we're playing right now wasn't. Yes.
I am dead.
Was not actually involved with the actual game. Like, they shoot it in right at the end. I can't see where I'm going right now. They fixed it in right at the end after development of the official game, because I guess they just wanted a multiplayer element. Apparently Nintendo was not watching them very close, Rare Software, who developed the game. They were not watching them very close at all. So Rare liked to take liberties with the game design. And they decided very last minute, let's throw in a multiplayer, because what the heck, it looks fun. And Nintendo didn't catch it when it was being put out to sales. So it came out with a multiplayer version, and they said, okay, whatever. I'm cool. We're cool with that here at Nintendo, because they're very, very laid back with this stuff.
I don't know if the game would be as popular if that wasn't a feature.
Yeah, and I guess we should mention, I am the top, and John is the bottom. Mm-hmm. And he has got a machine gun, but I don't screen look.
What?
Huh?
It's all right, dude. Even if you do, we both have no idea where we are.
Oh my,
so
that's how you aim.
yeah, that right.
If you hold the right thing. How did I kill you without doing that last time?
I don't know,
You had it and you didn't kill me. You're supposed to wipe me because you've played this.
dude. It's been since I was like 7 years
I'm
old,
kidding.
and my brother was always the one who beat me. He'd always
Oh.
find there's a golden gun in here that is one shot kill.
Apparently there are also characters that, whoa, I've got a lot of shots on this guy. There's a character in this game that was notorious for being cheap. It was called Oddjob, I believe it was, and he was, since the multiplayer was added in later, it wasn't really planned out that Oddjob was shorter than the other players.
Oh yeah.
So people would pick Oddjob, and people against them would have to hold the trigger and aim down slightly, like I'm doing right now, to be able to hit the guy because he's shorter. And that hurt the gameplay a lot, because people would pick Oddjob and dominate. I got a rocket launcher?
Really?
I got a rocket launcher.
That's cool.
Why haven't we encountered
Still
each
going
other?
down. I don't know, man. I think you're the dot on my map.
See, are these doors? No, this is a wall. Okay.
Yeah, the temple is just so confusing.
Yeah, I'm trying to find you. I fired a gun. Oh gosh!
There you are.
Oh!
You will be mine.
Oh!
Oh, I have to reload. After I reload, you will be mine. All right.
Not if I... Where are you?
I'm in the shadows.
Not if I blow you up.
Oh,
I've got terrible aim. Okay.
all right, reloading.
That's
Yeah,
not...
I have terrible aim too. See, I'm
karate
just
chopping?
shooting. Oh, there you are. Get
No,
your legs. Get
stop
your
it.
legs. Yeah, I'm the winner.
I remember when I was little,
Stealing your rocket launcher.
the blood going down the screen scared the heck out of me when I was little.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, I played this game while I was in a travel agency while my parents were setting up a trip to Cancun, and it was available on a TV over there, and I couldn't read at the time. So
Yeah, reading's hard. I
yeah,
understand.
I couldn't read at the time. I was like 6, and I was a very, very late reader. It was probably about first grade that I started reading officially, maybe late kindergarten.
First, that's not. No, that.
Everybody else was reading hardcore, so they put me in special classes. Anyway,
Okay, I took special classes.
Anyway, I
too.
played this game, and at one point, I went the wrong direction in the game, and there was like a bank teller character that came up to me and said, hey, excuse me, sir, that's the only audio that happened. And then you got to read all the text, and it's probably telling you, go to a place or something. And I didn't know what was going on, so I was just pressing any button on this crazy controller I could. I didn't own an N64. I was a PlayStation junkie. I press a button, I press a little trigger button underneath, which is the fire button, and I shoot her in the gut. She dies. No, not karate chops. No, no!
Going
No!
down. Oh. You have karate chops?
I accidentally pressed A.
Is that a Bond thing?
I'm so used to...
Oh no!
I blew you up.
Oh.
Look at that. Look at the graphics on that. I blew you up, and
pretty
there
cool.
was... Yeah, it looks straight out of... Is that you? What
No.
How many times do I have to kill you, boy?
I am gonna karate chop you.
Don't.
I am so karate chopping you. Come back
Don't.
here.
Don't.
Get back here.
Don't.
I don't know.
Don't. Stop it.
I'm a woman
Switch
and I
guns
will
to
kill
something
you with my
useful.
karate chop. Oh my gosh.
Die.
Nope. Nope.
da-
Nope. Not
Gotta
gonna happen.
reload.
Karate
Stop
chop.
it. Let me kill
take-
you first. Let me kill you first.
What kind of agent
Thank
are
you.
you? Oh, you finally got me.
Yeah, I finally did. Ooh.
Yeah,
is
I had that
this?
gun and you just stole it from me. That's
What
okay.
is this?
I'll get you back.
Hopefully you don't spawn right on top of me. Clearly that's the thing that happened.
What is this big hole in the ground?
I think you can fall in it.
Wait, can I aim on my karate chops? Oh, I can. That's cool.
Yeah, but what's the point, I guess? Doggone it, that's not a door at all. So the game came out, a huge feature of this game, on top of being one of the first-person shooters ever, was the fact that it featured absolutely zero load screens last I checked, except for in between missions, because that was a feature of the Nintendo 64. They didn't have load screens. That was the reason that Nintendo 64 went with cartridges the way they did, because if you didn't know this, back when the PlayStation was being developed, it was Sony teamed up with Nintendo. Nintendo made the design for how PlayStation would look, and Sony was the ones who were implementing like CDs. But Nintendo didn't like the CD idea because that involved load screens. And it had more memory, but load screens. So Nintendo backed off of that. PlayStation went off on their own to start their own console by taking the PlayStation design as their own, and that's how that created that look, you know? They got their own little company out of it. Originally, it would have been Nintendo's console. So that kind of changed history in a huge way. In fact, the day after Sony and Nintendo announced they were partnering up for this, Nintendo backed out. The exact next day. So that was a bit of a shock there. It created the Sony you know and love now. Where are you? I keep walking into dead ends.
Oh no, you're close to me.
I am?
Yeah, look at your map. There's a little dot.
There's
where
a
you are.
dot there?
Yeah, dude, this has been right
There's
there
like
the
1
whole
minute
time.
of this show left and I didn't know about the dots?
Yeah, but
But, die. Stop it.
I'm running through the flames.
Stop it. Cool guys, don't
Ah!
look at explosions.
Oh, that
Score
was
is-
a total Rambo moment.
What's the score right now? I killed you twice. How many times did you kill me? I think you killed me twice as well. I
Yeah,
died
you
twice.
got one more hit. You got one more kill
more?
on me.
Yeah, I think it was tied, honestly. So this is GoldenEye.
Yeah, man, this is fun. This
It's
is a
definitely
lot
a
of-
classic. you can tell it's aged because, like, for one thing, I can't aim this camera up and down. It's doing this automatically, except for when I'm holding this button. That's the only way I can aim up and down. So it's a very old style game. And
you are dead.
I guess
Man,
you
I'm
win.
so good.
Join us next week on Project Delta and also Respawn TV every Monday through Thursday at 7 p.m. What channel are we on? John Cerrone.
That one.
Channel 8.
Hey, you can't. You
See you
can't
later,
tell.
guys. He wins.
That was good.
A little less eventful than I thought. I didn't know about the radar.
Yeah, you got it right. That's how I found you.